Welcome, everyone, to the June 17th, 2024 regular meeting of the Board of Education. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Vicki, roll call, please. Here. Excused. Here. Here.
Here.
Here. Here, thank you. Matt, can you review the fire exits, please?
Yep. Exits are in the back of the LGI.
Thank you. Open to the public. Is there anyone that would like to make a public comment tonight? Seeing none, we're going to move on to our workshop. It's always nice to have the commendation ceremony before. It's a big warm-up before the tenure and retiree recognition. So how are we doing? I don't have enough. Oh, wait, I have the program.
We have a program tonight, and
That's a first.
Mr. Archer is going to be kind of guiding us through it. And thank you, everyone, for being here.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our celebration for all of our retirees and folks getting tenure tonight. I want to start off by having Mr. Soldier from the middle school come down.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight. We're going to start with our tenure recipient at Rombout Middle School, and that is Katie Oriani. You can stand up. Come on down here. More embarrassing that way. Katie Oriani grew up in Beacon and went through the Beacon City School District. She graduated from Beacon High School in 2010. Katie went on to graduate from SUNY Oneonta in 2016 with a degree in secondary math education. She taught in Western New York for 3 years before returning to where she really loves, which is Beacon. Katie was hired by an intense hiring committee at Rombout Middle School with one of her former teachers, Mrs. Paredes, in 2020 to teach 7th grade math at Rombout Middle School. Katie truly goes above and beyond. Her room is packed with students every morning and afternoon for help, advice, dropping off sports equipment, you name it, they're in her room. She's truly a dynamic and passionate teacher and cares greatly about the students of the Beacon City School District. Katie has also coached varsity girls softball and varsity girls tennis for the past 4 years. It is an honor to recommend her for tenure this evening. Mr. Henry? Thank you, sir. I have the pleasure of speaking about Jim Henry this evening. Jim has spent the last 31 years serving the students of the Beacon City School District. He was hired in 1993 to teach 5th grade at South Avenue. He co-taught with Sandy White. 6 years later, Mr. Mancari recruited Jim to come to Rombout Middle School, where he has spent his last 25 years. In his time at Rombout Middle School, Jim has taught 6th grade ELA, science, and math. If anyone has met Jim, you know that he's passionate about math and numbers. So for the last 10 years, He has been dedicated solely to 6th grade math, and he's going to be missed greatly by his running mate on the other side of the hallway, Mr. Gillette, who's our other 6th grade math teacher. The two of them have been quite a pair for the last, I don't know how long Brian's been with you at Rombout, but you might.
He was my student teacher.
So we won't put a number on that. Some of the things about Jim. Jim loves to talk numbers. So in Jim's time, he has gone through 12 superintendents. Like you say, Dr. Landell, you have been a longstanding one. One of his favorite things to tell me since I started at Rombout was how many administrators Rombout went through. So he's been through 36 administrators, not all building principals, but administrators in general, since 2003. That was his backtracking. I'd like to say that we've had some stability and that the ratio has gone down in the last 10 years. Other important things about Jim that we're going to miss at Rombout Middle School. Number one, we're not sure if anyone's going to run a snow pool, and we don't know where Dr. Landell is going to get his advice from. Jim has been running a snow pool at Rombout Middle School, and he puts predictions up all throughout the year. And those predictions aren't just for the Rombout staff. We have staff throughout the district that call to find out. Our students go down to find out. Sometimes we even get a call from the superintendent, just curious about what Mr. Henry has predicted. There is such thing as a mortal lock, and I don't believe the mortal lock has ever failed.
Never been wrong.
Never been wrong. So some of you may rely on Ben Knoll, but that would be an insult to Jim Henry. And so he's looking to overtake that. Jim, when I first came down to Rombout, was somebody that I leaned on a lot as a young administrator. He was one of our veteran teachers, and he welcomed me with open arms, was supportive of me, and always would come to my office, talk to me. Oftentimes, Jim didn't make it to faculty meetings because Jim has been coaching 69 straight seasons of some cross-country track and spring track. So Monday afternoons, the choice was go to the faculty meeting and leave the track unattended or go to the track. So the answer is always
Leave the faculty meeting unattended.
correct. He would get the notes. He'd come in and see me, and he'd go, wow, that's what they asked you. Very good. He goes, so I didn't miss anything. I said, no, you didn't miss anything. Jim has truly been a blessing in the math department. His sense of humor, he loves to joke around, and his math department likes to joke around back at him. So this past year, as this has been Jim's last farewell, somebody in the math department decided it would be a good idea to do Dress Up Like Jim Henry Day. And they opened it to the whole faculty, because I thought that was very nice. And I think we had about 15 to 20 of us that dressed like Jim that day. And when someone sent a picture to Jim's wife, his wife actually picked me out as the most likely to be him. I don't even know. She may have thought I was you in the picture. But if you could have seen the picture that we had, it was truly amazing. Jim's been a blessing to the district. He's been dedicated to teaching the students, loving math, and working countless hours. The hours he's put in are not replaceable. And we're going to miss you greatly at Rombout, but we're sure that you'll be back to razz us a little bit or get on the email. But I truly hope that you enjoy your retirement. You've deserved it. You earned it. I'm sorry.
Mr. Giametta.
Thank you for having me, everybody. Before I go on to announce our recommendation for tenure, I also want to speak about Coach Henry, who has been with the Beacon Track and Field program for a countless number of years. One thing Coach and I always talk about and have we've experienced is the difficulty in finding a track coach, not to mention one who's as dedicated and as positive to work with the kids that he's been for the numbers of years that I've been involved in the program. It's without question that he spent the most time at overnight trips, long bus rides, New York City, Central New York, and he never does it without complaining or never does it without any hesitation of being there for his student athletes. So, Coach, on behalf of the athletic program, I want to thank you for the dedication that you've given us. Thank you. And now I'd like to call down Mr. Ryan Koval. We'd like to recommend Ryan Koval for tenure in the area of physical education. He's been at Sargent Elementary School the past 4 years. In addition to making such an effect to the students in the phys ed classroom, he's been involved in multiple programs that we have here in Beacon. He's been a part of our basketball program, our softball program, baseball program, our football program. He's also recently become our announcer at basketball games. In addition, he chaperones anything that I ever ask him to do. But it's more him wanting to be involved in the school community, not only during the school day, but after the school day. So it's a testament what he offers to us in this district. He's also one of the biggest advocates of the district, incorporating the team-based approach in the phys ed classroom, which actually gives students the choice, and they go in small groups and have teams, and they have roles such as coaches, scorekeepers, practice coordinators, so on and so forth. So he's given more choice in the classroom to our students, which results in better productivity and overall better experiences for the students. And I'll end with a quick story with Mr. Koval. The year before he was appointed to the position, he actually applied for a vacant phys ed position that we have, and he didn't get it. And I remember driving home and shaking my head because he was the top candidate for the position. He did a wonderful job. We went in another direction. So the next year when it was open, he applied again. So when he came in for the interview, it could have been one of the little disgruntled, I should have got it, whatever, and he came in and he knocked it out of the park even more. So that just speaks about his character and him willing to put in the extra effort, not give up, not hold a grudge, know what he's worth, and that's why we're recommending him for tenure tonight. Congratulations, Ryan.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me tonight. I want to also congratulate Mr. Koval, who's our PE teacher at Sargent. All the things Mr. Giametta said and more. He's so student-centered. He chaperones all the trips. He plans fun activities for us. So we love you and thank you. I have 3 teachers who we're celebrating their retirement tonight. 2 that are not here with us. The first teacher is Kathy McGann. Kathy McGann is not here tonight and retired in February after teaching reading at Sargent for 19 years. Kathy worked excellently with our students and was a great advocate for them over the years as new processes were implemented with academic intervention. Sargent thanks you, Kathy, for your dedication to our students over the years, and we hope that you continue enjoying your retirement. Kathy Pezzo. Kathy has taught art in the BCSD for 29 years. Aside from being a very talented artist herself, she has positively impacted so many students over the years. In my time at Sargent so far, I've always appreciated how helpful Kathy has been when I need her to lend her artistic abilities to help me with building-wide events and projects. Aside from teaching art, Kathy advised some different clubs over the years, and she has a lot of hobbies outside of teaching and art. Most recently, she has been the advisor to the Girls on the Run Club, both at JVF and Sargent. It really was spectacular to see all of this year's artwork from Sargent on display at the K-8 Art Show, and seeing it all on display in one room was a really beautiful testament to a wonderful career as an elementary art teacher. Kathy, I speak for everyone at Sargent. We wish you the best retirement filled with hiking, yoga, running, traveling, and of course, art. And lastly, we have a teacher's aide retiring. I don't know if you can tell who it is in this room. Ida has had a long career working with kids in so many different settings. Yes, stand up. She's worked all over the place, and her last 3 years, we were lucky to have them spent at Sargent. Miss G, as the students at Sargent affectionately call her, radiates positive energy and leads with kindness and compassion in everything that she does. Aside from her tremendous work ethic, she has been such an asset to Sargent because she's reliable, flexible, and she's just one of those people that makes you feel happy through osmosis. Just being around her brightened my day every day, and I know that I'm speaking for everyone at Sargent when I say we will miss you tremendously, but we are so proud that you're retiring as a Sargent Star.
Ms. Archer.
Good evening, everyone. I am going to start, as long as that's all right with Mr. Archer, with my tenure candidate. So I would like to recommend Mr. Matthew Alisi for tenure as a speech pathologist at Glenham Elementary School. Matt is a dedicated provider and has made a lasting impact on the students that he serves. Mr. Alisi is always effectively assessing and treating students with speech and language disorders and helping them improve their communication skills and also succeed academically. Before coming to Glenham, Mr. Alisi worked at a private agency in Albany where he serviced students in pre-K through high school, and he was also tenured previously at a school district in Greene County where he served students in K through 5. Mr. Alisi should be recognized for his collaborative approach in working with teachers, parents, and other professionals in the building to create individualized therapy plans and support systems for students. His passion for helping children overcome communication challenges and reach their full potential is truly inspiring. Mr. Alisi has had a positive influence on the school environment, the growth and progress of the students he's worked with, and he's also committed to ongoing professional development and excellence in his field. This recommendation serves as a testament to his contributions and the value he brings to the Glenham school community. Congratulations. I'll start with Ms. Farkas. I think she might be my only retiree who's here. Mrs. Farkas has worked for 21 plus years as an art teacher, with 20 of those years being in the Beacon District and her primary teaching assignment being at Glenham. She has also traveled to other elementary schools in the district to support their art programs as needed over the years. At Glenham, Mrs. Farkas created an art enrichment experience for students, has been instrumental in developing the first annual art show, has collaborated with DIA, and has facilitated the Science, Arts, and Ed Committee, where she has brought many plays and artistic experiences to the students at Glenham. Mrs. Farkas was also in the Who's Who of America's Teachers. After retirement, she plans to have her own studio space and artistic freedom to create, and she's super excited about that. Congratulations. Okay. My next retiree is Miss Marion Crisville. Mrs. Crisville started her teaching career as a substitute teacher at Glenham. From there, she completed a leave replacement and then was transferred to Sargent to take a leave replacement. Sounds kind of forcefully take the leave replacement, but in a special class setting, and this is where she met her longtime integrated co-teaching partner, Donna McGinley. Mrs. Crisville's first probationary position was in 5th grade ICT with Donna, where they were together for 9 consecutive years. They have worked in the integrated setting together for 16 of her 20 years in the district. Mrs. Crisville is finishing her career this year, again in 5th grade ICT with Mrs. McGinley. Mrs. Crisville has also facilitated the co-teaching model teacher training. She facilitated the German Club Student Council. She coordinated the Glenham Blood Drive. She coordinated the coats, hats, and mittens giving tree at Glenham, and she is I call her a professional camper at Sharp Reservation because she has gone so many times. After retirement, Mrs. Crisville is relocating to West Virginia, where she will be able to spend more time with her grandbabies. My next retiree is Mr. Jose Contreras. Mr. Contreras is retiring after 35 years of teaching. He started his career teaching in Texas for 2 years, and then he completed 33 years in Beacon. Mr. C started at South Avenue, where he taught for 11 years, then went to Rombout, where I actually worked with him when I was a teacher, and he was super helpful in the science classroom with ENL. He was there for 8 years, and then he has been between Glenham and Sargent for the remainder of his time in the district. Mr. C has been instrumental in beautifying Glenham. All of our beautiful pots in the front of the building, all of the flowers around the building, he has created by collecting cans throughout the building with his gardening and recycling clubs, and then they buy the flowers and they plant them all around. He has also collaborated with Hudson Valley Seed to create the programming that we currently have, and also with community members to create our pollinator pathway. He has created opportunities for English language learners to create and produce annual plays for the school community, and he, in all of his time, he's certified in bilingual education, ENL, Common Core, and also special ed. So he's so valuable, and we are sad to see him go, but excited for him. Okay. My next retiree is Miss Beverly Dross. Bev retired at the end of the 2022-2023 school year after working for 41 years in the district. She started as a lunch and classroom aide, and then she became a teaching assistant for the remainder of her time. Most often, Bev was working in the integrated setting, and she has a little co-teaching pair of teachers that she usually traveled with, but she also has supported the special class in some of her roles. Bev was instrumental in planning Fire Prevention Day at Glenham with her husband, Bobby, and she is a loving, caring teaching assistant that has made many lifelong friendships in her time at Glenham. The students often called her Grandma. So we absolutely miss her already. She does still come and visit, and we wish her the best of luck in her retirement. My next retiree is Miss Karen Federico, who also retired at the end of the 2022-2023 school year as a music teacher in Beacon after 15 years of service to the district. Mrs. Federico worked at the middle school and also between elementary buildings teaching general music. Ms. Federico has already relocated and is enjoying her retirement, so she is not here tonight. Finally, I have one last retiree who's also not here tonight, Mrs. Gaspari. It is her daughter's birthday tonight, so I knew she wasn't coming. But Mrs. Gaspari has taught for over 18 years. 8 of those years are in the Beacon City School District. She's a special education teacher who most recently taught in the K-1-2 special class at Glenham. Prior to that, she also taught in the integrated setting and also in our 8-1-2 special class. Mrs. Gaspari is excited to retire and spend more time with her 3 children, her dog, and her husband. She's looking forward to traveling and also becoming a certified yoga instructor. One quick note about Ms. Gaspari: she is very unique in her classroom practices. She is always looking for new ways to engage her students, and this year, imagine kindergarten, first and second graders, and teaching them cooking and teaching like math and all of these different skills through cooking in her classroom. And she took that on, and they made amazing food, and the kids had the best time doing it. So I just want to give a kudos to her just for her amazing work. That's it. Thank you.
So I have a couple people retiring tonight. Thank you everyone for having me here. Susan Wirtz has been in Beacon for 34 years, and we think 21 of those were spent between South Avenue and Sargent. Her measures as a teacher go beyond art. She has inspired creativity throughout her classes, fostered imagination, and encouraged many students to express themselves. From the moment I met Susan, it was evident she had a passion for art and teaching. Throughout her time in Beacon, she has turned her classroom space into one where students feel safe while working on their art skills. The students are able to make mistakes, discover art, and create beautiful art pieces. Thank you for all you did here in Beacon. I know you already have a lot planned for your retirement, but make sure you take some time for yourself. Congratulations, and we wish you all the best. Another one is Lisa Mosman. She's been a teacher aide in our school. I don't think she's here either, but she's been a part of Beacon Schools for 20 years. Initially, when you meet her, she might have a tough exterior. When you get to know her, you will know that she has one of the biggest hearts ever. She is someone you can count on to help anyone or any animal in need and would give them the shirt off of her back. Her loyalty as a friend and a colleague is unwavering. She's extremely organized, and her work ethic is nothing short of exceptional. Her hard work, dedication, and commitment to South Avenue community has made a significant impact to all of us. As you take a step into your retirement life, we want to thank you for all you did at South Avenue. We have another teacher aide retiring, and that's Barbara Ranieri. She's been a part of South Avenue for 6 years. What I'm most grateful for is that she came out of retirement to be at South Avenue again, just for one more year. I'm so glad I got to work with her and see her and Anita, and if anyone doesn't know Anita, that's her dog, in action. Barbara is a guiding light for both our students and staff. Her efforts, kindness, and dedication have made our school a better place. We appreciate all you've done at South Avenue, and while you may be officially retiring now, I know that Anita is not. So anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome, even if you decide to come out of retirement just one more time. Thank you for being the amazing person you are and for all you've done. Congratulations on your retirement. All right, last one. So Vicki, you can come up here, and you can bring the whole South Avenue squad if you want to. Vicki has been a part of the Beacon Schools for 36 years, and she's been to every school in the district except for the high school. We weren't sure how many years were at South Avenue when I asked her earlier. No matter where Vicki went, she was a part of the school community and made a lasting impression on everyone. Her patience, versatility, knowledge have made her an invaluable asset to South Avenue. She has the ability to connect with her students and colleagues. She always goes above and beyond. She's super supportive, willing, and kind. I'm also told that if you give her a mic, she'll sing her heart out. In the short time I've known Vicki, she's been nothing short of amazing. I am, however, sorry that the popcorn machine did have to retire first. But please know that Sharp and South always have a place for you. You can come back anytime you want. Thank you for your dedication and congratulations on your retirement.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Mr. Archer and Ms. Kaysen, for putting this together. So we don't have any retirees this year, but we do have 4 people who are earning tenure. And we'll start with Christina Alvarez-Moore. Ms. Alvarez-Moore, for the past 4 years, has taught various math courses at Beacon High School, including Algebra A, Algebra B, Financial Math, and Geometry. She has taught multiple ICT sections and firmly believes that all students are capable of success. Ms. Alvarez-Moore is involved outside of the school day, most notably through esports, for which she has served as our first ever coach and continues to dedicate many Saturdays a year to coaching our very formidable esports team. Without her, we probably wouldn't be able to have a team because there aren't very many people who would sacrifice their Saturdays as often as you need to. And so we're really grateful for that. I know that the students on her team are as well. Ms. Alvarez-Moore is beloved by her students and very well respected by her colleagues. I wish to congratulate her on attaining tenure and look forward to her continued success at Beacon High School. Our next tenure recipient is Dina Alvarez. Ms. Alvarez is an English teacher at Beacon High School. Has taught English 9, English 10 honors, English 11, and English lab. She has also taught multiple ICT sections and has taught our ENL students. Ms. Alvarez is a highly effective teacher, as evident by her students' strong performance on the English Regents exam. She's also very involved in our school community, particularly as a class advisor. She has co-advised the class of 2024 for the past 2 years alongside Ms. Piacenti, who's here for support tonight. They fundraised thousands of dollars and have planned multiple signature events for our students, including the homecoming dance and our first overnight senior trip in many years. It's a very, very busy week for Ms. Alvarez and Ms. Piacenti. We have prom tomorrow night and graduation on Thursday. And I know the senior class is really grateful for everything that you've done for them. So congratulations to Ms. Alvarez on attaining tenure, and we're really glad to have you at Beacon High School. And our next tenure recipient is Sharon Morales. I'm very proud to recognize Sharon Morales, who's a school counselor here at the high school. Mrs. Morales provides strong support to the approximately 200 students on her caseload, supporting students as they move through high school and helping them plan for post-secondary success. In addition, Mrs. Morales has served for 1 year as the co-coordinator of the guidance department and for the past 2 years as the coordinator. Anybody who's worked in high school knows that this is a particularly demanding role, given the extent to which the guidance department interacts with and impacts just about every area of the school. I spend more time talking to Mrs. Morales than I do just about anybody in the school, especially now when we're working on the schedule, and I call her into my office somewhere between 7 and 10 times per day. Mrs. Morales has distinguished herself as a collaborative problem solver who works well with others and remains student-centered. She's a member of the Seal of Civic Readiness Committee, is the Seal of Biliteracy co-coordinator, and volunteers on behalf of the guidance department to assist with PSAT and SAT administration at the high school. Congratulations to Mrs. Morales on this achievement, and we look forward to many years of continued success at the high school. And our last tenure recipient is Patrick Shetter. I'm very pleased to recognize Patrick Shetter, who will be earning tenure as a social studies teacher at Beacon High School. Mr. Shetter has taught multiple courses in the department and helped to launch our AP African American Studies program this year. He has advised multiple student organizations, including the Student Council, the freshman class, and the Friday Night Lights On program, which he also helped to found this year. He has served on the school equity team and the district professional development committee. It's fitting that as a former standout athlete at Beacon High School, Mr. Shetter has been deeply involved in our athletic program as a coach, including JV boys basketball, varsity baseball, varsity football, and of course, as the head coach of our varsity basketball team for the past 2 seasons. This season, Mr. Shetter took a team that had graduated most of its starters and led them to the Section 9 championship game. He was named Coach of the Year by the Dutchess County Basketball Association, and the team was awarded the Dutchess County Sportsmanship Award by the International Association of Approved Basketball Officials. And if you ask him, that's probably the biggest achievement, because he takes a lot of pride in the character of his athletes, just as much as their successes on the court. We're very grateful to the example that Mr. Shetter, for the example that he sets for our students and for the way that he motivates them to give their best in the classroom and on the court. I'm very pleased to congratulate him on attaining tenure.
How's everybody doing tonight? Good? All right. I have the honor of acknowledging the retirement of 4 people in my department. I'm going to start with the 2 that aren't here. Jose Alarcon. He was a custodial worker in South Avenue, sergeant in the high school. He was responsible for the initial painting that happened at South Avenue. Painted pretty much the entire school when he was there. Jose was an extremely hard worker. He immigrated here from Puerto Rico, raised his family here, and then returned back to his country to live there on a half-time basis. So if anybody sees Jose, congratulate him on his retirement. We miss him. Amy Palace, she is Amy is one of Cassandra's Golden Girls over at Glenham. Amy is a very dedicated employee to the district.
the teachers in her area are going to be very sad when she leaves because Amy's going to be difficult to replace. She scrubs on her hands and knees some days when she needs to make sure the children's classrooms, the bathrooms are clean. Anything that you need from her, she'll do. Amy suffered a loss my first day here. Her husband passed away. And in typical Amy fashion, she came back to work in a week just for some normalcy. So I will, for Amy. Marlene Etuk is another member of our department that retired in December. Marlene came here from St. Kitts, where she was a police officer. So a very respected role in her country, but she wanted to do better here for her 3 boys. Marlene raised 3 incredibly accomplished children on her own with very little help from anybody in her family. So Marlene, from early days of stories of other people that have worked here, on her hands and knees stripping floors in the middle of the summer by herself, hallways, classrooms, extremely hardworking, suffered a stroke when she worked here at the high school and came back to work and demanded that we let her come back to work. Marlene was a tough cookie. She didn't retire easily. She put up a fight to the very end, but she realized that it was time for her to go back to St. Kitts and build her house and live her life. So congratulations to Marlene. And lastly, our member from our department that is here, Assunta Giordorno. Assunta has had the pleasure of serving Beacon High School for the entire time she's been a custodial worker. Anytime the conversation came up about moving people in our department, Assunta's teachers threatened anarchy if we moved her. So as a young member of management, I listened. I left Assunta up there. Assunta did her thing. Assunta has been working since she was 5 years old, originally in Italy, and then she moved to Germany, where she continued working until she moved here. While in Germany, she gave all of her money to her parents and then came over to the United States. Emilio kind of gave me a little flack because I am known for asking some of our older retirees when they're going to retire, but not for the reason of kicking them out. I understand enjoyment after work is something that I push. I want them to enjoy their life. They've worked hard. Assunta's going to tend to her garden while she's retired. She's going to make food for everybody here, I'm sure. Everyone's had something Assunta has cooked. But more importantly, Assunta, thank you. You have been a tremendous help to me since I started. If I ever had an issue with anything, I could come to you and you'd help me. Can't say that a lot about the people that work here. But I respect you wholeheartedly. Thank you for everything that you've done for Beacon and the students and staff here at the high school.
Thank you. It's hard to follow Nick Miller, I will say. So I have 4 retirees. They are not here, but I want to recognize them. The first 2 are part of the food service department. Karen Pagano, our food service director, could not be here, so she'd like me to read on her behalf. Carla Leahy. Carla began working in the Beacon City School District on December 12th of 1994. The district was so fortunate to have retained her in the food service department for 29 years. She worked at South Avenue as cook, then cook manager at Rombout as cook, and finished her amazing tenure at Beacon High School as the cook manager. Carla was first and foremost a fantastic cook. Even as a manager, she had her hands on every daily meal to assure that it went out to students the best way possible. Her attention to the production of high-quality meals was obvious. Staff at each kitchen were held to her highest standards to provide quality meals for the students they served. In 2014, the food service director took the leap to transition the department with farm-to-school initiatives and serving scratch meals based with a focus on local plant-forward meals for the kitchens. Carla embraced this challenge, particularly with her time at Beacon High School. The pride she took in her work was evident in the responses from students and staff in the kitchen she managed. She helped to protect these recipes with a huge scale of the service at Beacon High School. Her attention to taste and presentation were part of the reason Beacon is most successful in the farm-to-school transition. School food service personnel have daily contact with students for more years than any other district associate. Carla took the time to embrace those children from pre-K to 12th grade. As a Beacon resident, she knew the families of most of the children entering her kitchen. This attention to embrace the child was evident in each day she worked. We are all wishing Carla the most fabulous of retirements and know she will keep cooking. The second member of the food service department also happens to be Carla's husband, Dennis Leahy. Dennis came to the Beacon City School District as a courier, as his second or maybe third career, we're not sure. He started in November of 2015. The courier position has contact with almost all departments on a daily basis. Dennis is also a lifelong Beacon resident, and through his work in the district, as well as position with the fire department, he's connected to so many of our staff members. The courier position is a demanding one. Dennis handled this daily connection of all departments with the calm of a true firefighter. We wish Carla and Dennis the best in their retirement, and we know that Carla's going to keep cooking. We had to say that twice. So I'd like to talk, the final two retirees who unfortunately could not make it tonight are two very important employees of the technology department. First, Kim Logan Stavali. Kim began her career in the Beacon City School District 26 years ago as a teacher aide in September of 1998. She worked closely with the library media specialist at Glenham Elementary School. In September of 2000, Kim became a teaching assistant, provided math instruction support to students who needed extra support. She also started an enrichment program for high-achieving 4th and 5th grade students. In July of 2006, the Director of Technology reached out to Kim to ask her to transition to the technology department as first an AV technician and ultimately an office systems specialist. Kim has become an expert in data and data reporting, as assisted all the administrators in the district with ensuring that all the data gets reported to the repository in New York State. Kim has been an extremely important part of the district and will be greatly missed. She is planning to enjoy her retirement first with a big trip to Spain in the fall. On behalf of the school district, I want to congratulate Kim and wish her all the best in her retirement. And last but not least, Amy Dick. Amy began her career in the Beacon City School District as a health aide in January 1995, so 29 years in total. Her main responsibility was to provide first aid care to students at Glenham. In September of '95, Amy became a teacher aide and maintained the Apple Computer Lab and instructed students in a student writing software. In '97, she added some technology responsibilities to her position, such as maintaining user IDs and troubleshooting software issues. In 1998, Amy became a teaching assistant, assuming more computer-related responsibilities, and in August of 2000, she fully transitioned to the technology department as a technology systems specialist and later the district's network specialist. Amy has a vast knowledge of our computer system and has done wonderful work making our student management system work for all of our Beacon staff. Amy is planning to move north in her retirement to be closer to her family. On behalf of the school district, we'd like to congratulate Amy and wish her all the best in retirement.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. Congratulations to everyone. And we want to take a break, and we have a reception set up in the cafeteria. So we'd love to see you all down there. We have cake and refreshments, and so we'd love to see you all down there. Congratulations.
So reviewing the agenda, there are a few changes. 12.04 D7, 13.01 added number 2 and number 3, and 1507 added an MOA with BTA. Can I have a motion to adjourn to executive session to review the employment history of a particular individual and to discuss contract negotiations? The board will return in about an hour.
Second.
Eunice, second by Flora.
It
Comments?
was Alina.
Oh, sorry,
Sorry.
Alina.
No, that's okay.
You threw your voice.
I did. I said it. You were still talking. I was like, "Nope."
Are there any questions or comments? Okay. Everyone, who approves? Sorry.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'm also in favor. Passes 6-0.
Are we coming back here or no?
7. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sorry, 7. 7-0. Superintendent's report.
I just have a few quick things. One is we had our first ever art exhibition this past weekend with work from middle school artists and elementary artists, and it was held at Roundabout. And there not only was the gallery, but also a lot of interactive activities like run by volunteers and whatnot. There was a ton of things going on in Beacon on the same day, but yet it still had a great turnout. And just want to thank all the folks involved in putting it together. Claudine Farley did a lot behind the scenes to pull it together. Katie Bjordy, I think it was her idea to really get it going to begin with. So I was really glad to be able to attend, and hopefully it becomes a great new tradition for Beacon. So that's one quick thing. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but we did make the decision today with this historic heat wave that's coming upon us tomorrow to do a shorter school day on Thursday and Friday for the elementary students. Just quickly, it has, in my mind, the decision doesn't really have much to do with the heat index bill. That hasn't been signed by the governor yet, but it passed both houses. I really feel like it's a response to what seemingly is some historically high heat levels over the next couple of days, and is trying to both have a school day and also avoid those really hot afternoon hours. So just wanted to briefly speak to that. I'm really missing the side table here that disappeared over the course, but during the accommodations today, we got to say thank you to many folks. It was a great ceremony, along with a wonderful ceremony for our tenure recipients and our retirees. But I want to just give a shout out to our student board advisors. Harsh, Rachel, and Alejandra are leaving us this year, graduating, and they've really done a huge contribution. Sarah, as a junior, has done a great job, and really, really proud to have that going, and was able to sort of chase Harsh out of here during commendations just to personally thank him. I couldn't find Rachel, and just, I wanted to share this with you all as board members. He really appreciated being able to do this for the past 2 years, and so anyway, it was cool to be able to say thanks and honor them. And then the last person I just want to say thank you to, and this is a huge thank you, is Eunice. There you are. This is Eunice's last board meeting tonight, and I just want to say a couple things. It's oft repeated, but I think needs to be repeated more. A reminder to everyone that board members are volunteers who are volunteering large amounts of their time to the students of the school district and the staff of the school district. And Eunice, you certainly donated quite a bit of your time. I'm really thankful for your insight and your support over the years, and also you're taking over the policy committee this past year, and we really got into a lot of different policies this year and had some really good meetings that way, and just really appreciative of your leadership, your time, everything you've given to us as a administrative team. And I really do mean it, like we as a district are really thankful for your service. So thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you.
Thank you. Board comments. Samra?
Just congratulations to the retirees and all of the tenured teachers. And we've had just so many events over the last 2 weeks. The Calico Ball, at South, we had a really great Leap Day production, which was awesome. So I'm just grateful to all the teachers and how much hard work they've been doing this, especially these last 2 weeks as we close out the year. And Eunice, you'll be missed.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. Eunice?
Oh, okay, it's my turn. All right, I just wrote something out so that I'm not blabbing on. Not that I talk much, but I want to thank the community for the opportunity to serve you and our students. Thank you to everyone in the district, teaching and non-teaching educators, staff, building leaders, administration, for your continued effort of working towards the goals of the strategic plan and the district's mission. I see the care that goes into the students' experience within the district, and it is encouraging to see. Thank you to the student advisors for their valuable insight. And last but not least, thank you to the members of the board, past and present, because there are several that I started with that are no longer with us. It has been a pleasure and an honor to serve alongside you all. I'm grateful for your collective wisdom and have learned a lot from you all during this experience. I now know the work that it takes, and I'm grateful for your guidance throughout these past couple of years. I am grateful that we have been a unified board when it comes to ensuring that every student has the best possible educational experience, and especially appreciate the focus on the whole child, not just on, on academic performance, but on mental health and wellness as well. Thank you all for your continued hard work, and I look forward to supporting the board and district from the other side of the table. Thank you. And that's it.
Alina?
Just congratulations to all the faculty, teachers, staff, everyone who retired, and those teachers who had tenured today. That was just an amazing moment to be a part of and experience to see. I also, as this is my first time being a senior parent, want to just thank Ms. Piacenti and Ms. Alvarez, the senior class co-advisors, for all that they've done this year for our senior class. I think with all the different trips and just the fundraising and just everything that's going on, it's extra that they decided to do it. It's not, they didn't have to, so I just wanted to give them a special shout out. And to Eunice, it's been a pleasure to get to know you and just be a member of the board with you during your time. So, yeah.
Wow, you guys make me feel so special.
Yeah, thanks, Eunice, very much for being a part of the board. Being new, it was nice to work with you.
Sit with me?
Sit next to you, yes. So thank you. In regards to tonight, I thought tonight was just really a great evening. I want to just point out, I liked, Matt did a really good job of being the MC of the recognition. You know, it's nice when a superintendent can have something to say about every single person that got an award, whether it was the crossing guard to a building principal. So I think it speaks very highly that you can do that. I thought you did a really, really nice job. And finally, I just wanted to say, quick story. My son got tenure tonight, which was great, but he...
You haven't voted yet.
Yeah.
Well, true. That's true. I think we're good. I'll be abstaining anyway. But it's funny because he and Ryan Colville played on the same baseball team when they were 12 years old. They went to Cortland together, and now they got tenure. It's really great. It's like, it's great to see them. Who would have thought when they were 12 years old they'd be working together so closely, but it's really nice to see that. So it was a really, really nice evening. So hats off to everybody. So
Congratulations to
thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Anthony?
Eunice, thank you so much for serving on the board. People don't realize how much time it takes, and I thank you for serving with us. So much appreciated. Just want to say, great ceremony tonight. I like the packet. It was solidifies it and makes it the best practice. So it will happen from years to years. And happy summer to everyone. I can't believe it. My daughter's graduating. I started on the board when she was in first grade.
Wow. Oh, God.
Now she's graduating. So I'm looking forward to Thursday night and having her go off and do better things, not in the home.
Oh, she'll be back.
That's what you think. Yeah, exactly.
She'll be back.
Don't-
Believe me.
Once I get that empty nest, they're all gonna flock back. I got it. I know.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say downsize, but my house is already really small.
Oh my God.
Laura.
Yeah, so I always love the retiree tenure ceremony and the commendations. It's just such a good way of sort of everybody coming together and remembering, you know, that this is a real like team effort to educate our students. And congratulations to everyone who was an honoree, but also who achieved tenure and retirement. I also wanted to say this is my last year as a South Avenue parent. I will officially have 2 middle schoolers. And I just want to say that South Avenue, even through lots of change in leadership, has been such a warm and welcoming place for my kids. It was the place where I was introduced to the Beacon City School District, and it was a wonderful place to start. And I will miss it terribly. Both of my sons have described it as they're like, it feels like home. I'm just comfortable here. And I think like I don't feel that way about my elementary school. Like I don't remember feeling that as a kid. So I think it speaks really highly of the school and of the culture that my kids consider it a second home. And I also just wanted to say that Eunice, it's been a pleasure. You are you've been such a great board member. You're a good listener. You are a good like analytical thinker, which is super helpful because this is super hard. And yeah, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And that's it.
I echo everything you said. Great commendation ceremony. Matt, that was a really great idea in the first place, and it's always just so heartwarming and a great opportunity to realize that everyone is a part of making this district work. And it was really, especially the young boy who had recommended his teacher's aide was just like, it had me crying. So it was super well done. Thank you. And congratulations to all of our newly tenured teachers, and congratulations to our teachers who are retiring and the other staff that's retiring. It's always, this is my favorite meeting of the year, just to hear these stories and to realize what a big family this district is and all the hard work that goes into to making it great for kids. Eunice, thank you. You were a great policy chair. I will miss you as a board member. You have been a really great board member, and
Appreciate it. Thank you.
and you know, there's no term limits. You can always run again. If you miss it. So don't feel like you couldn't ever come back or anything if you wanted to.
I appreciate it.
What will you do with your Monday nights?
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, what am I doing now?
Yeah, I know the inner rhythm will.
I better not show up here mistaken.
We'll make room for you if you do. So yeah, that's all from me. Oh, actually, I haven't checked the super eval, but last time I checked, I was the only person that had done it. When is it due? Alina. Okay.
When is it due?
Soon, if you can, and you know, it really
What
does.
did I do?
It doesn't take long. It's, you know, it is actually under the contract, superintendent's contract, we have to do it. So let's try to beat what we did last year, which I think 2 board members did. Let's up the number of
I'll
people.
do it. I commit to doing it.
Thank
yes.
you. If you don't remember the link or something, just let me know. I'll send it to you. Okay, consent agenda. The use of the consent agenda permits the Board of Education to make more effective use of its time by adopting a single motion to cover those relatively routine matters which are included. Any member of the board who wishes to discuss individually a particular piece of business on the consent agenda may so indicate, and that item will be considered and voted on separately, thus preserving the right of all board members to be heard on any issue. Are there any items that any board members would like to have pulled?
1102 and 1507.
1201A2, 1204D7, 1213M5.
M as in Mary?
Yes.
Okay. Any others? Okay, can I have a motion to approve 1101 through 1507, less 1102, 1507, 12, so yeah, so 1102 to 1506. Less 1102, 1201A2, 1204D7, and 1213M5.
So moved.
Flora, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Eunice. Comments or questions? Congratulations, tenure recipients. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm also in favor. Passes 7-0. Can I have a motion to, or do any of these need discussion, or is it just?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve 1102?
So moved.
Second.
Laura, second by Eunice. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
I'm in favor. Passes 6-1. Can I have a motion to approve 1507?
So moved.
Second.
Flora, second by Anthony. Comments or questions?
I just have a question as to what are they going to be doing? Like, I don't recall discussion about a PLC coordinator.
It's, they're going to be, we're using the term PLC coordinator. It helps us with Title II grant, but it's going to help organize the work of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade teachers in terms of the new reading program. So we're going to have some groups of teachers working this summer, put sort of like pacing guides and curriculum mapping on that, and this person is going to help sort of coordinate it.
Is that with the letters reading
What's
program?
that?
Is that the letters reading program or?
No, sorry, the new reading, HMH, yeah. So it's something when we were discussing with teachers at that level, MBTA, we felt we felt like that position would really help organize the teacher work. There's other areas where in the stipend realm where we're scaling back a little bit, but this is one we feel like we need to do to make sure it works.
Is it one person or is it going to be like a person in each building?
There's one person kind of doing the overall part, and then there's 2 people per grade level.
There's going to be the dream. It's 2 people per grade.
Who?
6 in total. And then part of the responsibility is going to be that we're going to map out the 12 modules so that there's cohesion across all 4 schools. So everyone's teaching what they're supposed to be teaching at the same time, including what assessments are being given that are embedded in the program.
Okay.
Yeah, this was something that we were able to get on sort of late today, so I could have done a little bit more background on that one. But we're trying to really try to have a successful launch of this new 3rd, 4th, 5th grade reading textbook and series that we can, and we think this will help us with teacher leadership.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm also in favor. Passes 7-0. Do you mind if I do the last 3 in
Yeah,
one?
that's fine.
Can I have a motion to approve 12.01A2, 12.04D7, and 1213M5?
So moved.
Anthony, is there a second? Second by Alina. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstention. 1, I'm in favor, so it passes 6-0. Can I have a motion to adjourn to executive session, and the board does not expect to take action after?
So moved.
Second.
Anthony, second by Flora. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Thanks.